Hello YouTubers, Troz here, back with more Zero to Satisfactory. And, done a lot of work between episodes, but I haven't done any research, or at least we started research in the last episode, and I have not looked at the results yet. I do kind of know what the results should be, but let's take a look right now. Okay, So, we did a hard drive, and you can pick what you want. And you basically get alternate blueprints for something. So like here, we can make iron ingots out of 1 iron and 1 copper instead of 2 iron, as is the currently, and you can do 45 parts per minute. I'm not sure what machine you'd use for that. Probably the assembler? Or we can get rotors or heavy modular frames, and I know we haven't really unlocked them yet, or we just did with the steel. Since we haven't set anything up yet, I'm gonna pick this one. We don't have production of heavy modular frames, so this is... Usually these are less resources and faster than the standard. So, yeah, we're already producing rotors, and we actually have a ton of them, so needing steel instead of just iron... I'm not organized to make use of that. I think that is right now where it's. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is right now, and I can't check. I definitely think it's less than 9 parts per minute. I don't think it used wire. I thought it was like rods and screws. Anyway, yeah, let's go with this one.
Data on the hard drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe. Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
Okay, thank you. And in fact, that is actually what I did between episodes. I went exploring. I found mycelia, basically mushrooms, which is what I was looking for. I found bacon archaic. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And I found another hard drive. I found, along with that hard drive, some heavy modular frames to pick up off the ground. Which of these is going to be the shortest? It's 4.5. Do we have another? I did also find a yellow power slug and a purple power slug. Actually, I think I found 2 yellow. But those are all longer. I did found some of this ore. Oh, that is quite long. Let's go with the mycelia for now. And let's show you what I have done with the factory. Done a few upgrades. Even though it doesn't look different, this is now a miner Mark II, and we are splitting it here, so that is now producing 60 a minute instead of 30, which that one still is. Oh, is that the difference? I didn't really see a difference, but look, that has a panel there and a warning. Well, that still has a warning stripe. I guess that's the difference. Otherwise, you know, on the controls, they all look the same, at least to me, in my quick look at them. But now I can have 2 of these going, so we got ingots both going to their own plate constructor, and this should actually be full of plates, because it's actually been quite a few number of hours of work. I've enclosed the whole bottom floor here That is the belt that was going over to the space elevator. This was the edge. I extended this part out and actually made like garage doors, but I have a nice railing that you can walk along here. I actually put a jump pad in up to the second floor there because, you know, I kind of don't like the spiral stairs. But this is still not used, kind of reserved for more copper production or use. Added in ramps here. This will be a ramp up to a third floor because, hey, this second floor is now completely full. This is set up but not hooked up or turned on yet. So we'll be doing that momentarily after I explain all of this. You can see everything's flashing red. It's not powered, and it's also not hooked into the input. But basically, the copper, I split off a line up to here. We're going to need about 35 copper a minute. And we got the iron ore. This is going to use, I think it was a bit over 60 a minute. Actually, it was like 65 or 70. Basically, I looked up a plan online for how to build the motors at 5 motors a minute. Actually, on the Reddit for this game, someone posted a good plan, and I kind of tweaked it to fit my stuff. And I think there's actually 1 or 2 belts I actually need to upgrade to actually get full throughput. I have to upgrade them to Mark IIs, but otherwise this is mostly Mark I belts. This is the foundry that we built last time, although actually I had to move it back a little to get a little room. But we make steel here, it goes into here. I have to hook it up first and then have it belt from here into this splitter. Both of these make pipes out of the steel, and they go over here to make the stators. The copper gets smelted by 2. Not all of these are running at 100%. This is 100%. These 2 are 100%. A lot of things, though, are downclocked. Either because, well, first of all, apparently downclocking saves a lot of power. So if you have a machine running at 50%, it's using actually a lot less than the 50% power. It's using more like 1/3 of the amount of power. So it actually saves a lot of power to downclock. So these are downclocked. They're running, I think, a bit over half, but not too much. That goes into 3 wire makers, and then those wire makers also go to make the rotors. So we're also going to have iron come over here into 3 smelters, also not fully clocked. The 3 iron smelters output to 5 rod makers. The 5 rod makers output, and this is the one part where we need I think a faster belt, because together they make, I'm not sure the exact number, because downclocking them, it doesn't actually show you the numbers until it's running. But I think it's something like 65 or 70 rods per minute will be coming out of this. So most of the rods, there's 4 screw makers, but some of the screws come over here to make the stators. No, the rotors. Those were the stators. So the rotors take the rods and screws, and then we join these outputs and those outputs into the actual motor maker. This whole thing is supposed to use something like 220 watts of power. Let's get it running. Because for the next tier, we need 50 motors or 100 motors. Well, you can see our current milestone needs 50, so maybe it's 100 for this also already has, that's like everything we smelted before I started redoing all this. I actually had to move this, and it was over here, and I basically put a second one, belted it all up, blah blah blah. You're going. I'll put this over into this splitter, which is what goes to the iron smelters. Here goes to the steel. For the steel, we also need coal. And now I need to hook the copper up, which is here. Because of space limitations, like I had to stack these belts, but these are going to be the steel tubes. Here, I did this differently than they showed in the post, but there's like the 3 iron smelters. So this is a splitter, and this is a merger. So the middle one, basically half goes each side. But these should be clocked as 75%. But still, it's 30 per minute. So this should get 45 per minute, because half from that one will go this way, half will go that way. So it's still enough, the 45 per minute going to this belt. Some will go into here, some will go into here. So that's a splitter, and this is a merger because we have the same thing on the other side. It relies on this eventually getting backed up, and it should, because at first half will be going into here, but once this has 100, it will then only accept as much as it uses. Then the same thing should happen here. So basically, it will not start off at full efficiency, but once things start backing up, it will get to full efficiency, because only when it does get to full efficiency will this one get as much as it needs. These are also downclocked a little bit, but still some, to get the right number of stuff out. The only thing I think is that this belt here, which only can take currently 60 a minute, will need to take a little more than that. And I do have the materials. Apparently, you can just point at the belts to upgrade them, and that even works if there's stuff on it, and I think it just upgrades in place without removing the stuff. So now that's a little bit of faster belt, because I think it's like supposed to be 65 or 70 a minute. Again, these... Well, they weren't sure. Yeah, it still says 15 a minute. That's if it was 100%. It's 90%, so it's going to be... Oh, I think it's 13 and change per minute times 5, which puts it just over 60. Some, again, most will be going to these screw machines, and then the excess will come over here, and then get split up to the stator machines. They only need 18 rods a minute. And actually, it's going to be less than that. It's going to be even lower than 9. It's going to be like 8 a minute. Or maybe even 7. Because these are also clocked down. But then that finally gives us... here comes... for the copper, we got the wire makers. They all come over here with the steel pipes from before into the stator creators. And finally, this all gets merged into our motor assembler, which I did not apparently set up properly. But we're supposed to be making 10 rotors and 10 stators per minute. And so we are getting 5 motors per minute put into here. Let's power it all on. And oh yeah, I turned this off because I needed some of these reinforced iron plates, and we got a ton of these, and we actually are still making them downstairs as well. So, power line. And that should turn everything on. Except it didn't. These have ladders on the side. Oh, there's a whole section here. Not that I missed. You have your 4. You're 3 of 4. And I can hook you. Oh, did I miss one guy here? That's okay. There's a pole here. And I only missed this guy, the very last step. We can borrow power though from... let's put a power pole here. Okay. Like I said, this is about 220 power. We are already up to almost 150. We're producing 400 because we have 8 coal plants. And, well, once everything turns on, it's still probably not all on. Let's go back up here. And if need be, we can overclock one of our power plants. Or, a few of our power plants. Alright, we got our steel tubes. They're going over to the stator production. We got our smelters here. Going to our rod production. Looks like we got our rods coming out here. You see, yeah, there's like a gap there. Okay, here's a gap. And that's where output from that side should all get merged onto this little faster belt. Yeah, these are making 54 screws a minute. Do we have any? We should have rods going past here, but yeah, as I said, until like this is 30, 31, until this actually fully backs up to 100, we're not going to get enough rods out of here. In fact, all of these will need to back up. So we're not really getting the right production rate yet. But yeah, so the rods will come up here. We'll get split. Where did the one that I saw? Oh, here comes one. So yeah, we're going to be a little low on rods until this backs up. But before long, we should be producing. Yeah, that one just produced one. There it goes. Did we actually produce anything yet? Oh, okay. Here comes... it's not even going to be our first one, because we need 2 of them. It'll be a little time. So let's go search, check in on our research, which has been long done now. Maybe by the end of this episode we'll have 50 motors. Researchers in here.
This mycelia can be used to create fabrics. The derived blueprint is now accessible in Hub Tier 1. Additionally, R&D has requested extra samples to determine the cause of an anomaly.
20 more. Oh, well. Good thing I have some. Yeah, I was having trouble finding these the last time. It turns out they're over by the crash site that is over there. There's kind of like flower or mushroom-looking trees, and cutting them down with a chainsaw will give you mycelia. Apparently there's also supposed to be some you can pick in caves, but I went in 2 or 3 caves and didn't find any. Let's, where can you make fabric? Maybe do you make it over here? Or is it something we have to unlock? Tier 1. Oh, I can get this, but yeah, fabric is here as well. Let's do this. I found a lot of these on my exploration. How long is this gonna... Is that sending... Okay. So no downtime, I think, for that. And... well, we already have... Oh, okay, I guess we can make biomass out of the mycelia. Maybe? We'll find out. Actually, I'm pretty lucky that I had the right amount of things on hand. So now can we make... biofuel rotor, make power shards, fabric, and apparently you need leaves as well. Huh? Where am I gonna get leaves? They've been hard to come by. We did do alternate. We did. Oh, okay. We did unlock heavy modular frame. Modular frame. Where's the heavy? Okay, normally it's 5 modular frames, 15 steel pipes, case beams, and a bunch of screws. Ooh, quick wire and rubber. It doesn't... I forget what the recipe was. We don't know what either of those are yet. Alright, I'm gonna select this milestone. And we need to collect those items, basically, and bring them over here. You can see I have, 4 yellow power slugs, 1 purple power slug. Let's get rid of those. I built a second one of these over here. Oh, look, I had leaves. I didn't even need to grab some. Let's put the mycelia in here, and these as well. These are good for healing, but I have plenty of the pale berries at the moment. We do have another hard drive, but let's do that last. How are we doing over here? Another 5 minutes. This ore is researchable. I did find a bit of it. I think that is what allows you to make the quick wire, but again, like I said, we have to research it first, I think. And then the plastic and rubber, I think we need the next tier. How much space in my inventory? Let's make a little space. Alright, maybe get rid of... Oh, I also found silica when cutting down that same tree that gave us the mycelium. Apparently we don't use it yet. We're not going to need those for a while. 3, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 slots, so we should be good. We just have to hope we're... Well, I guess I can manually produce some motors if need be. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's 300 of those. Apparently starting to get quite dark. Let's turn on my light. Yeah, look at that. We got a bunch of those. And let's use this. I had to put in a roof, though, because it would actually shoot us up to that roof level. We'd fall and get a little hurt. Hey, alright, we got 5 so far. And... well, I'm gonna take all of those. Actually, yeah, we're still not... Here's one. Really producing these at a rate. You can see, okay, these backed up, which should cause these to back up. Almost backed up here. As they back up more and more, it's going to be running more and more efficiently. I'm going to... can I take one? Oh, actually, I didn't want to take one of those. I wanted to take one of those. Stack 2. You know what? I'll stick 15 in for now. You know what? Actually, I don't need any of these at... well... don't need any of these at the moment. Because I actually have a ton of them. Right here. We can handcraft these pretty quick, actually. Well, 50, I'm gonna... that makes 25, and I have 5, that means I have 30. So I need like 40 more of these. Well, plus, this is now making them relatively decently. It's basically every time both of these make one, You can see it actually is almost 5 a minute. I click you up to 84%. Now you're 5.04. Well, you can see these pipes are all backed up. And we're a little backed up on the wire as well. It should be finishing just as we get 2 stators in. If each of these really are making 5 a minute. Alright, I have 14. I can make another 25, and hopefully by the time I finish the 25, we'll have a few more up there. Actually, these, by hand, these make relatively quickly. Alright, we need 11 more. Well, that's 3. Okay, what can we do in the meantime? Let's check what we need for the space elevator next upgrade, because we're almost done with what we have here. One thing I did do also is upgrade. This is now a Mark II belt, and so is this, so we can get enough coal to our power plants and out of here. Speaking of how much coal, it's... Alright, it's still coming in faster than we're using it. I may have to upgrade the coal miner to a Mark II, though, in the not too distant future. Oh, come on. There we go. Turns out you can just point at this anywhere. We need 150 and 500. I think we have the 500, but the 150 will take some time. Science.
This type of mycelia has strong healing properties. R&D has created a blueprint you can access in Hub Tier 3.
Okay. Not too bad. Fabric. You need 10 fabric. What did I do with the fabric? A few more. We need some leaves. And it helps if we also have the mycelia. I do have the mycelia. What? No, I just moved that the wrong way around. There we go. Didn't have the mycelia. There we go. We now have 12. Helps if I select it first. That's 7.5, 10. 15, 10. I may wind up doing some of these between episodes, because there's not that much time left in this episode. Alright, hopefully... Great, more than enough. Just hoping to unlock the next tier of space elevator, or whatever, tier of the hub. But I don't think we're going to get 150 in this episode. Didn't realize it was that many. 50, 25, 250, 300.
Milestone reached. Logistics have improved by the means of a container with increased storage capacity and enhanced conveyor belt efficiency.
Okay. We now have a Mark III belt. Which is 270 a minute. This was 60. This doubled it. This is actually 2.5 times better. Or this was 1x over this, and this is a 1.5x over that. So they're getting even better as we go along. Organization. We had a 24-slot storage container. Now it looks like we have 48, which... I mean, I'm not really sure why... Storing stuff is good in situations like you want to use plates or stuff, but I don't see why you would want to store that much of just one particular item. I don't think these run out, so it's not like you want to mine it as fast as you can into a big storage container and then take it out as you need. But, you know, hey, an upgrade is an upgrade. What can we do now? Oh, and it's 10 minutes until the pod comes back. Medical inhaler. Yeah, we're... Oh, we can do this. No, we can't. Alright, well, let's put the fabric and stuff back that we don't need. Actually, I'm gonna move those out of my inventory. In fact, Let's kind of clear out my inventory a bit. Okay, what do you need? Plate and rod. And I put them away. Okay. What is 10 and 10? Okay. 10. 10. And you know what? I'm gonna take more plate anyway. We need, for the tier 4 stuff, or at least unlocking it, 500 of these. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10. I think it thinks I'm dragging them. Okay. So these are going to get shipped out over to the space elevator. Yeah, this would hold what I need, which is these reinforced iron plates, but they are getting turned into those modular frames. Luckily, we have another duplicate production line set up here. Which is completely backed up. Well, I won't say completely backed up. It's making stuff as fast as it can. But you can see, like, iron plates. We actually have two things making iron plates, and this is all full. So we can actually probably use some of this iron for something else. But that will be not at this moment. While I'm here, let's get the other things on our shopping list. And 1,000 wire. Which, I mean, yeah, we got a ton of wire. There are, besides, right now, the reinforced plates are, plates and screws. I do believe there is an alternate plate, or alternate, recipe that the hard drive can unlock, that actually builds it with copper wire and plate. And hoping we unlock that at some point. Speaking of science,
This fabric is suitable for the creation of parachutes. The derived blueprint is now accessible in Hub Tier 2.
cool. Let's do the yellow power slug, because that will finish just before the end of this episode. Let's just put all 4 in. And then I'll do the rest of this, including the hard drive between episodes. But I'll start off with the hard drive again next episode, because that apparently gives interesting results. I'm wondering if this makes better power crystals. I'm not actually sure what is the result of this research. In the Alpha Weekend, I did collect some, but like I said, I had researched a hard drive, not realizing that was broken at the time and basically crashed your game whenever you tried to choose something. 3 minutes before the medical inhaler. Alright, okay, you can see all of these coming along. There should be exactly 500 in there. Well, there's 22. But yeah. So this will take some time. I think we'll maybe start off next episode again with Tier 4. We get access to some new materials. What else do we have here? What do we need for the parachute? Plates and rods, because I have everything else. Yeah, so that's going to be coming down that lookout tower. That was mostly just to give you an overview. I'll probably be putting a roof on this and starting floor 3. And in the future, I'm going to try to plan out my own systems for production. Definitely like the heavy frames, which nothing uses them yet, but I'm guessing the stuff we unlock in Tier 4 will start using them. Hey, that uses steel. That is one thing I'm producing the steel pipes, but like I'm not producing steel for actual usage, basically. So like. Probably one of the first things is I will start production of steel beams and encased industrial beams up on the 3rd floor. But you know, that will be next time. But definitely, yeah, the things like these heavy modular frames. If we do start using them, I'll set up a production for them and I'll figure out the ratios and maybe show you a spreadsheet of how I did that. But we do have that alternate recipe, which... where did they... Do we just have that now? Anyway, it sounds like our little pod is coming back. So now we can do this. And 1,000 wire. Oh, really? You're sending the pod off? What determines whether you send the pod off or not? Oh, here's our alternate. Oh, but we do need those, and it doesn't tell us the recipe. Need some plates. I'm short on plates. Do you have plate? Well, I guess technically no, you don't have plates, and I had 10 motors here. I think I picked them up from one of the wreck sites. But I do have ingots, so... Alright, so after this, I mean, technically we have this, but I need to do research. Caternium? Caternium? We have it. I have to finish the research. Speaking of research, you still have 4 minutes left. Maybe we'll do that next. And then the episode. While we're waiting the minute for the pod to come back, let's check in on our motors production. Hey, 46, not too bad. It ran through the rotors. Okay, each of these should be making 2.5 per minute. You have everything you need, including 3 rods, which actually surprises me. I think that's probably going to bump up to 4 rods, because you're the last to get rods. You're the first to get screws. Yeah, like, all the screw makers are now probably backed up, or you're very close to being. Oh, you are backed up. So we got the right amount of rods coming through. This is now should be running at full rate of 5 per minute. Yeah, look at that. We got 3 rotors, 4, and I can start right on the next one. We are now at 50. I should go this way if I want to do what I want to do, which is jump down here. So we got all the frames out of the way. We got 50, we'll just need another 100. At 5 a minute, that's like good 40 minutes? No. 20 minutes. I can math now. Let's do the parachute. Iron plate. It looks different. You know, the smaller one doesn't really look the same shape to me. Because the number covers those wire, not rotors. New equipment. Does that mean over here? Yes, it does. 10 fabric, 5 cable. I don't have 10 fabric. What do I do with the mushroom? Mycelium. Yeah, we have 2. Another 5 I keep apparently putting motors all over the place. Let's keep them together. Um, apparently it's still analyzing, only for 17 more seconds. Anytime now. I said anytime now. There we go.
The crystals on this slug can be harvested and converted into 2 power shards that function with current fix-it technology. Several buildings would be capable of performing over 100% capacity if infused. The derived blueprint is now accessible in Hub Tier 2.
Okay, so the green ones can be turned into 1 crystal. Was that 1? The yellow ones can be turned into 2 crystals. I'm guessing the purple ones can be turned into 3 crystals. Alright. I was going to end the episode there. We have a few... I mean, I don't want to go over an hour. I have been for a few of the episodes. I have an extra truck. So, since I kind of want to make a parachute, we'll do that next time, I guess. But I want to show you where I was getting the mycelia from. And hopefully it will just take a minute or two to get over there. To drive around here. I also did this, lifted these belts up so I could drive under them, because apparently you can't drive across them. Actually, I don't really want to go this way either. Now that I think about it, I actually kind of cut myself off from where I want to go. There's another purple power slug up in that... Ooh, I don't want to go this way. Thanks. Should have driven around that. There's a purple power slug up on the tree up there, but I don't see how to get up there at this time. Alright, so this is sort of the region where I showed off the one wrecked drop pod. I don't want to go there, but it is like these tall flowery things here. Don't think it's these tubes, although you can cut them down as well. But let's take out our trusty chainsaw. And whoa, lag. I hope this is just lag and not the game crashing. Mycelia, 16. Not a lot. I don't think I can cut this thing down. This actually does look like a mushroom. Can I cut? Yeah, I can cut these. I don't think... Okay, those also, that was 29. So yeah, this is where, or one of the places where you can get mycelia. I'm gonna collect a bit more here. But I think I'll see you guys next time. More back to Factorio. Satisfactory is very satisfactory cutting down these trees, mushrooms, whatever they happen to be. Thanks for watching.